Hello, this is the second episode of the Magnolia House podcast. It's with my sister Elena. We'd get into some pretty serious topics of conversation. She's about to head into a rehab facility. Unfortunately, the video cuts out about halfway through for whatever reason, so the second half is only audio, but I hope you enjoy. Hello, today my guest is my beautiful sister, Elena Patrice. How you doing?
Pretty good.
Yeah?
Yeah.
How you feeling?
Okay.
Yeah. Today we went in for schedule an appointment for your assessment. Your assessment is Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
How do you feel about that?
Good. Nervous, scared.
So, do you think you'll be going into rehab this time?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Are you ready for it?
Probably not. No, not really.
Yeah. Why?
No, you just never always ready. You're never ready to go to treatment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What are you worried about?
Mainly just the getting sick.
Yeah. Do you feel sick right now?
Yeah. A little bit, not really.
Do you understand that's why I'm worried about bringing you to Taylor's?
Yeah.
So, what do we do about that?
I don't know.
Because what happened 2 days ago?
The overdose.
Mm-hmm. But what happened with the overdose?
They died.
You did die for a moment. And luckily,
I was
you were
dead.
brought back.
I think I was dead for like 20 minutes. Honestly, no, probably not. But like, I remember sitting there and it was 4:06, and I was in the ambulance at 4:50. The last time I remember looking was right when I did it. It was 4:06. And so I had
But
to
how
been
long
like,
do you think
I was
after
like,
you injected that you blacked out?
well, probably you black out instantly.
Really?
Yeah.
Does
But,
that not scare you?
yeah, it's probably like the less painful death that you'll ever like experience, which is scary because like,
Yeah.
yeah, like I used to, like I've thought about suicide before, but that was probably the way I'd go out if I were to.
Yeah.
And that's like that's what's really scary about it. Like, yeah, I don't know.
So what does
You-
that make you think about in terms of you want to go meet up with Taylor again, but obviously you're probably going to use again if you do. Am I wrong?
I don't know. I have no money to use.
And what's the difference between why did that hit make you overdose versus any other hit?
The fentanyl.
Fentanyl.
I think so. I was told to be careful with it, and so I did half of what I usually would do, and I still fell into overdose.
And see, that's what's scary about getting drugs from the street. You never know what's going to be in it, what it's been laced with, what it's been mixed with, who's been handling it.
Mm-hmm.
And there's no prescription. It's like when you get a prescription from the doctor, it's the same dose every time.
Mm-hmm.
10 milligrams, 20 milligrams, you know what you're getting. With street drugs, you don't know what you're getting. You don't know what else is in it. If you get a prescription for Tylenol, you know for sure that there's not oxys in it, you know.
Yeah.
And when you buy drugs from a stranger, even they may not be a stranger, you go to them all the time, but you still don't know what the fuck's in it.
Yeah. They don't know what's in it.
And so you said you feel sick now?
Not really. It was like bad yesterday. I haven't had any drugs since that. Mom threw away my drugs, and I've had no money since then.
And you don't feel bad now?
No,
Or not? You don't feel miserable?
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
I just feel tired.
Do the withdrawals come later? Or if you would have withdrawals, would you have had them by now?
Oh, I already had them.
You already had
I'm
them?
still going through them. I'm just like my pain, my back pain's bearable.
So what are you worried about in terms of going to rehab then, if you've already gone through the withdrawals?
I'm still going through them. I just like, I don't know.
Does Suboxone help at all?
Yeah.
But can you get addicted to Suboxone, or is it not like that?
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you were to ask yourself, what do you think the solution is to getting past this?
I think the solution, like when it comes to like replacing my addiction with like Suboxone, is not get Suboxone, get what's it called? Subutex.
Mhm.
But Subutex, you have to be pregnant or allergic to it. So I was gonna lie.
You have to be pregnant.
Or
Or allergic to
to
Suboxone.
Suboxone. Yeah.
Okay.
So when it comes to like replacing that with that,
What do they do in detox? Do you have to go to detox before you go to
probably,
inpatient?
yeah.
And what did they do there?
Nothing. You just sit there on a bed.
They just have you. They just basically make you sit it out, wait it out, and nobody can be with you while you're there.
Mm-mm.
Would you be more comfortable if people could be there with you?
Probably, but they can't.
And how many days do you have to go through detox?
See, I think it's only like a 7-day thing. I think it's only a week, and then they should get you into a rehab or they let you go.
And do you have to go to detox to get into a rehab?
I'm probably gonna have to, yeah.
They're gonna require it. So what are you not looking forward to about detox then? Just being sick?
Yeah.
Or the boredom or the loneliness?
Yeah, probably that too.
Yeah. It's like you have a very long road ahead of you to get sober. But you could have been dead yesterday. 2 days ago. You could be not sitting next to me right now. We could be planning your funeral arrangements. And that's very scary.
Yeah.
And that makes me want to cry. And so, do you see yourself as able to get sober?
Yeah. I feel it's gonna be tough, but yeah.
And you... So we have to start with detox. And then you go... Do they make you do outpatient first?
No.
Or do you go straight to rehab?
You go. I think you go straight to inpatient.
And would you be willing to do a 6 months course?
Only if I could have Elijah, really.
Yeah. And that's one thing we're going to have to fight Mom on. And she's going to be...
Honestly, I think I might be able to
Does she have custody at all?
Temporarily, but it's not finalized.
Yeah.
And so, and even if it is, I could take her to court and fight it. And if we just tell them that, I'd obviously need to be detoxed first.
Could you take her to court if you're in rehab though?
Yeah.
You could.
Mm-hmm.
And
if we get it set up now.
Yeah.
Because I think that the Isabella house, I think you have to earn your kid's right to be there.
And what do you mean?
Someone told me that half the time you don't even get your kid, so I don't know if I'm even gonna get Elijah.
I talked to them yesterday.
See, someone told me that you go in there without your kid, and you have to show them that you can handle taking your kid, pretty much.
That might be the case, but even if that is the case, it's probably not more than a week or two.
Yeah.
But it is really cool because over there they set them up with school. And then they set you up with therapy individually, and then they set you up with therapy together.
Yeah, that's why.
And then they basically teach you how to be a sober parent. Mm-hmm. Which is gonna be, yeah.
Yeah.
But it would be really nice to get into Isabella House.
Mm-hmm.
But they did say. But do you know what the prerequisite is to even get in there? You have to be in a different rehab for 30 days first.
So it's 7 months altogether?
So it's 7 months. And that's probably what you were thinking when you said that you have to earn your right to have the kid there. Because if you've done a 30-day rehab already, then they know you're sober.
Yeah.
So they know you're fine. But that's just one thing you have to keep in mind. Is it's really 7 months, not 6 months. But if you think about it, if you don't do rehab right, you could relapse and you could die. And so even if it took a year and a half of doing hard work is a lot better than being dead. I mean, that's just,
yeah.
And it's going to suck, but 7 months will go by quick, especially if you're making progress. And the way they do it is if you have food stamps or if you don't have food stamps, if you don't have food stamps, they sign you up for food stamps, and then they use that food stamps because you'll get food stamps for you and Elijah,
Mm-hmm.
and then they'll use that food stamps to pay for you guys' meals, and then your health insurance covers all the other costs, and then I believe you get money from the state. I think you get a few $100s from the state, but most of that goes to Isabella House so they can pay for your all the stuff that you need to get done there.
Mm-hmm.
But a portion of it goes into your bank account. So I think you'll have like $800 to $1,000 when you get out.
Oh,
And then
that's cool.
also towards the end of your stay, they help you start looking for jobs and housing and all that stuff.
Mm.
So yeah, it's something to think about.
Yeah. Yeah, I read up on them a little bit. I didn't know about them, like saving money part. I don't know if they did that or not, but
Yeah. But the thing I'm worried about, Elena, is you have 2 days till your assessment. That's not even rehab. And then who knows how many days until they get you into a rehab.
Mm-hmm.
How are you planning on staying sober until then?
And I was just talking to Taylor today, and the person that we get the stuff from, he has Suboxone right now, and I told Taylor that we could just go buy that because Taylor was saying he just wants to go to detox right now.
Yeah, but why can't we go to a facility and get Suboxone?
Because it takes longer to get your Suboxone.
A couple hours.
No, it takes overnight.
Don't you think it's worth it to wait just an extra day to get something you know is safe, than buy from the same guy who gave you fentanyl and killed you?
See, but they're wrapped. They're when you get them, you can't open them. They're not good. You have to
What do you
leave them sealed. And I guess yeah. But he wants to go do that too. But
And you have to pay for that. Can't you get Suboxone free?
yeah.
So
Just because we were just talking about getting it today because like tonight we're not gonna be able to sleep.
that might just be something you have to tough out, as much as
Yeah.
that sucks. I don't think buying from a drug dealer that killed you the other day, literally killed you, I don't trust anything from that guy.
Yeah.
And that brings up another question. You and Taylor are both addicts.
Mm-hmm.
What happens if one of you gets sober and the other doesn't? Let's say you go into rehab for 7 months. What if Taylor's still using that whole time?
If I'm not gonna talk to him. I want him to walk out with a certificate.
But you also know that they don't take visitors at Isabella House, except for family members.
Mm-hmm.
So that's... I don't know, Elena. It's kind of like a Romeo and Juliet thing.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what happens at the end of that? They both die.
Yeah.
And that kind of seems to be the case with most drug addict couples.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no.
And so what is he doing about getting sober?
Mm-hmm. Well, I don't know because he just got out. He's been dealing with the truck since then. Like he's probably still broken down right now by Mom's.
Yeah. Well,
But I don't know, he's talking about just dropping it off at his dad's house.
what are the plans for the next few days till we get into a rehab? I do think you should stay with us. To be honest, I don't really trust you staying with Taylor. Not because I don't trust Taylor, which I don't, but because we don't know where you guys are. We don't know what you're doing. We can't trust that you're not doing drugs. So I just feel like somebody has to be with you every day until you get into rehab. One of the family members. And I know that's going to be annoying, and you probably want to be away from everybody.
Mm-hmm.
But you got to realize right now it's kind of about doing all the things you don't want to do
Yeah.
and all the things you haven't wanted to do for years. And this is the time we need to take it seriously. How many times have you overdosed?
Twice.
Twice. And then your heart infection.
Mm-hmm.
So that's 3 times you could have died. Or your blood infection.
Mm-hmm.
That's 3 times you could have died. Not many people have that many chances.
Yeah.
And you do have a son. So,
I don't know.
what else are you thinking about lately? Is there anything you're looking forward to about going to rehab? Obviously getting sober.
Just getting Elijah back.
Yeah. But you do understand that's going to be difficult. You can't just be sober a week or a month or
I
even
know.
2 months.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why we're going to really, me and Mister are going to try to win over Mom. That's going to be difficult. But if we have to go to court, we can. But I think going to Isabella House together will be a good bonding experience for both of you.
Mm-hmm. That's what I was saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, I already asked her. She said no.
Yeah, well.
Yeah.
She's not in charge. What was it like last time you went to rehab? How long were you there? 2 months? 3 months?
I was there for like 72 days.
A little over 2 months.
I was 16.
Yeah. When you got out?
Mm-hmm.
You got arrested on your 16th birthday.
Mm-hmm. So,
But,
for my birthday, I got arrested.
mm. But you were sober for a long time.
Exactly. To the date.
To the day you were sober? So you got high on your birthday.
Yeah, that's when I first started.
And who did you get high with? Taylor. And what does that tell you? What does that tell you about the future, Elena? One bad idea led to all this mess. Led to you almost dying 3 times. Meeting that one person, doing something that one night. And how many times had he done it before that? I'm assuming it wasn't his first time.
No, but he was 8 months clean.
And that was his first time in 8 months?
That was the second time in 8 months. He had overdosed. Because
Overdosed?
yeah, because he relapsed.
No, but when did he first, how long before you guys did it together did he relapse?
Like 2 weeks. I asked him for the drugs because I knew that he had overdosed.
So what's one of the number one things that they tell you when you get into rehab about staying sober?
You gotta drop out everybody.
You can't be around all the same people you used to use around. And who's going to be your number one trigger?
Taylor was getting high.
Not even really if he's just getting high. But what do you think the percentage is of you being sober? They're not very high. Now you take the percentage of him staying sober, not very high. Then you put those two together, the percentage goes even lower because you guys are very codependent. And if one of you guys is doing something, the other is going to be doing something.
That's why if one of us is gonna get clean, the other will.
That's not how it works. If that's how it worked, because you're saying somebody you cared about is getting sober and they won't be with you if you're sober. And I'm not trying to put you down in any way. But don't you think if that were true, you would have gotten sober for Elijah by now?
Yeah, but that's different.
Why?
Because Taylor's someone I don't want to like. Taylor's like, I don't know. It's different because I experienced this whole thing with Taylor. Like, we have like a separation anxiety type thing, and I don't know. I just know that if one of us are gonna go, the other. We've done it before, but one of us left, and so the other left. That's why we can't get put in this probably the same detox like last time.
If Taylor was dying, would you do anything to save his life?
Yeah.
What if to save his life you had to never talk to him again?
Yeah, I'd do it.
Would he do that for you?
If it was to save my life, maybe.
So is your life in danger right now with drugs?
Yeah.
So what do you think the best option is to save each other's lives? Probably to stay out of each other's lives. This stuff is very serious. If he stays around you because he can't be without you, and then you die, we all have to be forced to be without you, including your son.
Mm-hmm.
And this is one of the things we feel bad because we throw it at you. But in a lot of these cases, it seems like you're choosing Taylor over your son.
Yeah. But in reality, I'm just choosing the drug over my son. It's not
True.
so much Taylor. Like, if it wasn't for the drug calling me, I would have probably left Taylor a long time ago.
So I think that's something you're going to need to rethink about when you get sober.
Yeah. And who knows, when I get sober, I might not want to be with Taylor. Which I won't if he doesn't go. I've told him that, like, we've gone through this together. I don't want to get out of it by myself.
Yeah. And I can understand that. The family just doesn't really like him that much.
Yeah.
For obvious reasons. So what can we do about keeping you sober till you get into rehab? We can get you Suboxone, but I think you're going to have to tough it out for one night. We can get you both Suboxone. Today's Friday. Are they open on Saturdays?
Mm-mm.
Nobody's open on Saturdays?
Not that I know of.
Why does it take a day?
Because they won't give it to you for 24 hours because you'll get sick. Even though if you tell them I've been clean for a week, they're not going to give it to you for 24 hours.
How do you get sick?
By doing the drug and not doing it. Or from the Suboxone?
Yeah.
Because when the Suboxone mixes with the opiates, you go into like a precipitated withdrawal, and it's way, 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 way worse than just heroin withdrawal. Yeah, it's really bad. I've heard you feel like you want to kill yourself. Like, I heard it's freaking painful. I've heard.
Really?
Yeah. And so that even if you give them a UA and tell them you've been clean, they're still not gonna.
How do they know you'll be clean the next day though? How do they know that you didn't use right?
They don't. Some people just do it just to pick up the prescription and sell it. Everyone knows not to do it if you've done opiates because of that. So nobody's gonna fucking pick it up, do it, even though they haven't been clean for 24 hours.
Everybody who does opiates knows that it's a bad reaction.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, can you at least agree to stay with us until you get into rehab? You can have Taylor visit. He can come over for a movie night or something. But you can understand why we don't feel comfortable you leaving, especially not having a phone.
Yeah.
Like I keep saying, Elena, this is about you doing the hard work, the things you don't want to do, the things that make you uncomfortable.
See, I'd probably just want to go talk to Taylor and talk to him first before I just up and left.
What if we let you see him for an hour? What if...
No, I'm not going to go away for 7 months.
No, I don't mean before. I mean until you get into rehab, you're staying with us. You can hang out with Taylor at the house. He can be around you. You guys can do whatever. But I don't think you leaving and meeting him at the truck wherever he's staying. We don't really feel comfortable with that. And at the end of the day, you really have to be thinking about Elijah.
Yeah.
You have to make the tough decisions to do the things that need to get done. Do you trust yourself to even stay sober till you get into rehab? And see, you're already not sure.
I don't know. I just don't have any money for it, so I don't have any way of getting it. But if I were to get money, I'd probably go get some.
And that's why I think you should stay with us. It's only going to be a few days, and you don't have to. You don't have to be going without Taylor. Taylor can stay at the house with you if you want. But I don't think you should be leaving. To be honest, I think a family member should be with you every day until you go to rehab. And I know that's annoying. But You have to look at it. This has to be the last time we're ever in this situation. If you're going to get clean, you're going to get clean permanently. Which brings up the question, what are you going to do? When people get sober, there's dry sober, sober. That doesn't include weed. And you have very different opinions about weed.
I don't know. I want to smoke weed. Because, like, right now, if I hadn't taken a dab, I'd probably be really irritated.
I'm talking...
When I'm sober.
When you've been doing... Tell me this, does it make any sense? If you, let's say you do Isabella House, it's been 7 months of complete sobriety. Does it make any sense to get out of rehab and start doing weed again?
No, which I probably won't, but I think eventually I'm probably going to.
Because why do you think we even do drugs anyway? Any of us. Probably trying to cope with a lot of stuff. Probably trying to avoid a lot of things. And in rehab, they're teaching you how to deal with everyday life without relying on substances. And so that's something you're gonna have to keep in mind. Getting off of weed is gonna have to be something that you do too. Mm-hmm. And I know you're not looking forward to that, but we're not supposed to be stoned all day, every day.
Yeah, I know.
And that's what I did for a long time. It's not very productive. And also that can be triggering. I understand at the beginning when you're getting sober, because weed's a lot less awful than heroin. But I don't know.
Yeah, if I'm 7 months clean, I probably won't. I didn't think about that. I probably won't get back into weed.
But you're eventually going to have to come to the conclusion and say you're not going to go back to things. You don't have to say anything right now, but
yeah,
if you're saying probably, that leaves the door open.
Yeah.
And you have to think about this. Elijah's getting older. He's only going to be a kid for so long. You want to be as aware and conscious and intentional about raising him as you can be. You want to soak in these younger years of his life.
Yeah.
And you want to make sure he doesn't follow any of the same paths we did.
Yeah.
And kids absorb a lot. They see you smoking, drinking, doing whatever.
Oh, Elijah's really smart.
He is really smart.
I think he's a little more... I think he's educated on how shitty life is a lot more than other kids are.
Yeah,
and so I just feel like it's made him a lot stronger.
Yeah. He's still a happy kid, though.
Yeah.
He's a cutie.
Yeah, and I mean, someone was talking the other day about kids, and it's like a lot of people that I see, their kids are like, I don't know, they're like, I guess they seem more joyful, and so they listen to like more kidly stuff.
Yeah.
But Elijah's like, have you listened to the music Elijah listens to?
No, what does he listen to?
Dope as fuck, dude. not
he
even
listens to good music?
Yeah. Dude,
probably adult music then.
No.
What does he listen to?
Alan Walker. Have you heard of him?
Is it country?
So Alan Walker, he does badass concerts with like laser lights and everything, and have you heard of Faded? I'm faded, you know.
I don't think so. I don't know.
Look it up, and that was the first song I heard of Alan Walker. And Elijah's like, "Mommy, this is your favorite song," and I was like, "Yeah." He's like, "I know you like the song," and it became like our song. Well, I looked up Alan Walker, and dude, he's got like dope music. I don't know if it's his music, but I think it's his
if he's
beat.
a DJ or
he's a DJ. He's like one of the people that like no one knows who he is because he wears a mask. No one knows who he is. He goes by Alan Walker. I don't know if that's his real name or not though, but like no one knows what he looks like. And I looked him up, and like he listens to good music. Elijah's Xbox is like full of like just. It's funny.
He is such a boy.
Yeah.
He's such a rowdy kid.
Yeah, it's all like podcasts, like gaming things, or like.
Yeah, he's big on watching games and gamers and all that.
He's
stuff.
really big on. Sometimes it's a little bad. I don't like it because that's all he wants to do.
I know. Yeah, that's all any kids want to do.
Yeah. But we'll also just be sitting there and he'll be playing a game. He'll be like, "Can you listen to music, Mom?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And he'll just turn his game off or just put music on and start sitting there and he'll start dancing and he'll get up and start like dancing and like singing. But like, yeah, he doesn't listen to like rap at all. Like at all. He doesn't really like rap. He listens to like more techno.
Yeah.
And yeah. Yeah, I thought it was funny. I was like, dude, I was like, Mom, have you ever sat here and listened to his music? She's like, no. And I'm like, how? Like, I'd be in there like, what are you listening to? Like, I've gotten a lot of songs on my YouTube because of Elijah. It's so funny. Yeah.
We should bring him over here. He always wants to play drums or guitar or something like that.
Yeah.
Maybe he'll get into music too.
Yeah, I think he wants to get into fighting.
No.
But at first that's what he's really wanted to do. But I talked to him and asked him if he wants to dance, and he also wants to get into dancing. Mom wants to get him into boxing. I told her karate, but she wants to put him in.
If anything, you should do jujitsu.
Jiu-jitsu
Don't do anything where he's getting his head hit.
Yeah, no. Jiu-jitsu is what I was wanting to do. I just say karate, but yeah, Mom's wanting to do martial arts or whatever. Like,
yeah, Mom also got me into boxing or karate for one day, and then we never went back.
No way.
She's something else.
Do you remember if you liked it?
I thought it was awesome. I begged her to take me. She took me for one day. And I'm pretty sure it was like a free class or something.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, and then I never went back.
Dang.
Yeah.
That would suck. Father did that to me, kind of something like that. He let me get into sports and like test them out, and then he'd yank me out of them.
Like what?
Cheerleading, softball, basketball, track.
Did you want to stay in any of it?
Yeah, especially cheerleading. I wanted to stay in that, and he would never. 7th? Yeah. I didn't even get the uniform though because I got like pulled out of it. But that's when he was drinking
stuff. Then.
Yeah, he was. So. Yeah. So yeah.
We had a pretty wild childhood.
Yeah. At least you didn't have to experience anything like with Terry.
That I am grateful for.
Yeah.
Was it bad?
Can you live with 6 kids?
I do right now.
Yeah, I guess so.
And they're all little. I live with 4, but
can you live with 4 little kids that have like high strung out ADHD? Oh my God, Terry's kids were nuts. They were nuts. Talia used to climb on top of the fridge just to hide and like get away from her mom from taking ADHD. I remember her like on the fridge and like jumping off the fridge and like running and like it was weird. It was like one of the first or second times I ever met them.
Yeah.
And one of her kids just jumping off.
Probably had some fun with them now.
Oh yeah, no, we had a lot of fun.
What was the oldest name?
Marissa. No, well there was Marissa. Devisha was the oldest. Yeah.
I didn't mind Terry, but I also didn't have to live with her. And her ass was so big.
I think that's why a lot of people didn't like her.
It was so...
And because of drinking, but...
So, it was... Like, realistic, probably this big. Her butt.
Yeah,
like
probably.
This big.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
It's not even her butt, though, because I feel like her butt's right there. It's her, like...
Yeah. Anyway.
Oh, man.
We don't need to shit on a person who's not...
Yeah. No. Well, because some people have pretty wide butts. Hers are her hips. No, she was actually pretty cool.
Yeah.
It was just like, mainly it was just when her, like, what sucked was father, like, not really, he still wasn't around, like, we were just with her kids. And him and Terry would always just be in the room.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think. Yeah, because I left when I was probably like 13 or 14.
Yeah. Wasn't that like right when you first divorced?
No, I left.
No, you left Amy when you was with Amy, huh?
No.
Huh?
No. I left when we were living on College. On the west side.
Yeah.
Blue house.
See, that's what I was thinking, but for some reason I have a memory of like.
I did leave right after the divorce, though, I think.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, right at the beginning of high school. Which I feel bad about because you guys were dealing with all that.
Yeah. No, it wasn't. Man, that house that we lived in next to Milagros was such a nice house.
Yeah.
Man.
That was nice.
I remember because her father wasn't with. Yeah, I don't think he was with her because we got removed. So I think that's why he wasn't with her. But the minute he got back with her, we lost the house. We
Yeah.
moved out. It sucks because it was a really nice house. Do you remember what it like looked like? Like, it had like the double doors inside.
No, yeah, I do. Well, I
Yeah.
see it every time I go to Milagros' house.
Yeah, but the inside.
Yeah, I remember. There's the stairs and all that stuff.
Yeah.
I didn't really stay there.
Yeah, I thought it was nice. Father didn't have the furniture. Man, I remember some weird things that father would do. Not do, but it was due to his medication mixer, like mixing the alcohol and medication.
Yeah.
Father's had some scary times in that house, actually.
God. Our family's fucked up, man. We got a crazy family.
Yeah.
At least Mr. Sober now. Emilio's sober now. Christopher's doing his own thing. Selena's doing her own thing. I've been off weed for I think 3 months.
Oh, nice. How's that?
It's all right. I don't really feel any different. I feel less stressed out. But I'm still tired all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it'd be really nice if we all were sober.
Yeah.
Can you imagine? We've never had a normal life, you realize.
No.
It's always
one thing after another.
Someone's drinking, someone's doing drugs, someone's
Having a baby.
Having baby after baby after baby after baby. In 6 years, I gained 6 nieces and nephews.
That's nuts.
Because Emilio had 4, you had 1, and Christopher had 1.
Oh, yeah.
And I've got a child that I keep, my baby I keep in the dungeon. Yeah, Mister didn't tell the family about me until I was a year old.
No way.
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know. Why does Amelia do anything of the things he does? So. But
You do know Millie actually has another baby, right? Remember
does
that?
he though?
Remember that?
Is it
girl?
his though?
I think it is. I think it is. I don't
think
know.
it is
I
too.
haven't seen a picture of it, but like, what a coincidence she gets pregnant when they're together. I heard that she was living with the dad though, like her other kid's dad.
Yeah.
So she could have been cheating on Emilio, or I guess, or right before they started dating, that happened. Like she's.
I'm just not gonna ask any questions.
I'm just gonna let
I'm
us.
gonna leave it alone.
Yeah.
He's already taken on one kid that's not biologically his.
Yeah.
Excuse me. I think we can. But it'd just be nice if we got to live a normal life.
Yeah.
With all of us sober, all of us working, cooperating, doing family things, going on family trips.
I don't think we've all been in our own place at once either. Like,
What do you mean?
Like, one of us not living with the other. Like,
oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I want to get us all into one house. I want to get us into the
Yeah, I
Montgomery house.
remember. Yeah. I know I miss that house.
You don't think that's a good idea?
No, I do. I don't know if with Emilio, how many kids Emilio's got. I don't know if that'd be good.
Yeah, but there's 7 rooms in that house.
Is there really?
Yeah. So you and Elijah, there's 2 downstairs and 2 in the middle. And
There's
then
there's only one. Oh.
that big one is kind of a room.
Yeah, and I guess that.
If one's yours and one's Elijah and nobody else ever goes in there, it's basically 2 rooms.
Yeah.
But it'd be nice to have us all under one roof, all sharing rent. So if you think about people, if you're getting your own place, I have my own place. Everybody has their own place. Everybody's paying separate rent. Everybody's paying $600 to $800 a month in rent. That place on its own is $1,000 a month. If we all split that between the 4 of us, that's like $250 a month in rent. That's nothing.
Yeah,
That's
a
pennies.
Yeah.
And we get to live in a beautiful house that we all grew up in, that we can remodel and make our own.
Yeah, honestly, I miss the way it used to look. I don't know why. I don't like the way
But if we buy it, I'm planning, if we buy it, I'm going to make it look exactly like it did when we were kids. I'm going to redo it, repaint it, power wash the fake brick color to make it, to bring back the real
why'd
brick
they
color.
do that?
I don't know. This isn't very interesting podcast content, but it's whatever. So what's our plan now?
I don't know.
You're going to go see Taylor, but obviously I don't trust that, so I don't think you should be there more than an hour. Can I pick you up afterwards?
Yeah. I'd like a little more than an hour, but yeah.
Why do you need more than an hour?
I don't know, I just feel bad. He's been sitting there all morning. I'm going to help get it. And I don't know, he just... In certain areas, I wear the pants in the relationship. I want to get that truck moved. I don't want it to get towed. And I don't know if an hour is going to do it.
Yeah, but
we might have to get a tow from there, honestly.
Yeah, but that's going to cost money.
And we could find someone to chain it. His dad's got a truck. His dad could chain it, probably.
Don't you think his dad's probably pretty tired of all this stuff? I feel bad for his dad.
Dude, his dad's the one that's came out of pocket for a lot.
Yeah.
He's came out, I'm talking more than just that 800. Like, he's came out of pocket. But not with just the drugs, but, like, honestly, with Taylor and a lot of things. Taylor moved to North Dakota. We broke up one time. He moved to North Dakota to be with his son, but he got kicked out within the week by his girlfriend, by the baby's mom.
So he had a plane ticket and all that stuff?
Well, he got pulled over and got arrested because he was speeding down the highway coming back to Spokane, and he pulled over. He got lucky. He had a really nice BMW. Got arrested. His dad bailed him out, and his car the next day was still on the freeway.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, he got lucky.
That could have
got back in his car. His tires were too bold to drive back. He knew they were gonna pop, but so he pulled over, sold his fucking BMW for $360 in a tote bag, and his dad had to pay for a train ticket back.
Did he get it back?
No, to get back on the train because he had to sell his car. Oh no, his dad didn't pay. No, his dad paid for a hotel room.
Did his dad know he sold his BMW?
No, Taylor paid for the ride, for the train ride. His dad paid for the hotel room.
But did his dad know he sold his BMW?
Yeah.
For $300 and something?
Well, no, his dad bought the hotel room before he sold his BMW. He bought the hotel room so Taylor, because when he got
Why
bailed
did
out
he
of
sell
jail,
the BMW?
because he couldn't get back here.
Didn't his dad have money to get him back here?
Yeah, but his car, not for his tire, not new tires. His tires were, he bought the car with the tires stretched.
He lost more money giving away that BMW than it would have costed to just buy new tires.
Yeah, I know, but no one had the money to buy new tires to get it back, and he had nowhere to leave it.
Jesus.
Yeah, and so he sold a freaking BMW for like $360 in a tote box. But his dad like paid $600 for like to get him out, sent him money, and then paid like for a hotel room. Came back, and then I think like right after that, his dad ended up paying for something else. After he got back, his dad's came out of pocket for a lot of money.
Is his dad well off? Or okay? Doesn't he do like a construction company or something?
He gets.
Does he
I know
own the
Taylor.
company or something?
No, he used to have his own company in Seattle, but he left it and came here. But I don't know. Taylor was making at like $16 or $17 an hour. Taylor was bringing home $740 every Friday, and so his dad gets paid more than that.
Yeah.
So with no taxes, not without paying tax.
Because it was under the table.
Yeah, and so bigger checks, I guess, but no tax at the end of the year. So yeah, his dad's pretty well off, I think, for a little bit. He has a girlfriend too, so she works too. So yeah, I think they're comfortable. Yeah. I think. Yeah.
Okay, well we're gonna close this out. But what's the plan for the rest of today, and then the rest of the few days till you get into rehab?
I don't know. I'll probably just stay at Father's. No, I don't want to. But
we can have Taylor visit. He can come over for a couple hours for a movie or something. We can get pizza, do whatever. What about staying sober? Can you last the night till we get Suboxone?
Yeah.
Do we need to go from here to a clinic to sign up for it?
That takes
a couple hours, right?
Yeah, well, you have to make an appointment, and it takes like fucking 4 or 5 hours. Yeah.
You have to stay there for 4 or 5 hours?
Yeah.
Why?
Because that's how long the appointment is. Unless you can get in, so there's an Ideal Options, and then there's one like right next to the same parking lot. There's another building.
We went through this, yeah.
And like one building's like 2 hours, and the other one's like 4 to 5 hours, and so it depends on which one you can schedule an appointment in. Usually you'll get like the 4-hour one, but I've gotten the 2-hour one like 1 or 2 times. And that's just because I don't know why, but because they do it over like Skype. It takes forever.
And they give you a week's worth, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Wait, but you can do it over Skype?
No, the reason why one takes like 4 hours is because it's on Skype. The other one takes like 2 because the doctor's already in.
Can we go to Ideal Options?
Oh, you'd want to call them, yeah.
Okay. Okay. Well, we're gonna wrap up. I love you.
Love you.
And yeah, maybe we'll do one tomorrow or a couple days from now, whatever.
Okay.
But I think we need to have conversations like this to plan and talk things through and figure out what the next step is to get you sober. Okay. Oh, how long ago did that happen?